frustrated with the current status, and you guys are going to be a group of animal rights activists. So feel free to hate me. Your main opinions are that animals are, of course, cute, friendly. They are your family, your companion. Number two, we already have shelters. We already spay and neuter. Why do we need anything else? And why should I care? These are animals that are living out in the wild. Leave them there. I don't need to worry. I've got my pet. Not yet. You know when to start when I say thank you. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Thank you for coming here today. Last year, in northeastern Washington, where I grew up, a pack of stray dogs joined together in the wild and began viciously killing animals. They killed over 100 different animals in just 3 months before the news finally reported it to us. They killed a 300-pound llama all the way down to the neighbor's dog. Anything, they'd go after, and we don't know why. They haven't been caught. These animals are out there doing this right now. How did we get to this point? Well, I want to talk to you today about an option to help take care of these stray animals, help the homeless, and in turn, help us, help you. Now, these are the dogs, by the way. Now, are all dogs and cats so wonderful? Well, I want to emphasize that I'm talking about the stray animals, not your pet at home. I've had a dog and I love him dearly. I'm talking about the animals on the streets that are living with the rats, raccoons, and squirrels. These are wild animals, and they will defend themselves and attack you because they are trying to survive in their turf. Now in Los Angeles, Detroit, New Orleans, Cleveland, New York, hundreds of cities, they report an epidemic of feral and abandoned dogs. An epidemic. This leads to 4.7 million dog bites here in the US. 300,000 of those require an emergency room visit. Anything from a Band-Aid to losing an arm and death. Now each of these visits is $18,000 on average. That's on top of the 300 million just for rabies vaccines I told you about before. Now, these dogs and cats are not even that smart. We think they are, but they don't even reach in the top 10. 10 is actually rat. 8 is the pigeon. And 5 is the crow. These are all animals that people hate. Number 6 is the cute and cuddly pig. And yet, we put them as livestock, feeding them, fattening them, killing them, and eating them every single day. This is what we do. Now, if these are cats and dogs are so close to us, they're our family, our companions, then why is it that in the top 3 reasons for both, moving is there? We treat them like anything else, like an animal. When we move to a new city, we leave them behind to fend for themselves on the streets or worse, in shelters. Shelters. This is one of the options that we're doing right now. To put them there up for adoption. We're spaying and neutering them too, but they aren't very efficient. 8 million cats and dogs into the shelters every year, at $150 per week just to house them. Now shelters are killing 50% of these animals because people will not adopt them. At $100 per kill, per euthanasia, with $150 to house them, that is $1 billion that we spend just on the animals that we kill every year. Now, granted, 25% are adopted, but 2% of cats that go in are actually returned to their owners, just 2%. Now, killing unwanted and homeless animals has been an accepted solution here in the US with a pet overpopulation for well over a century. This hasn't just started recently. Now in New Jersey, in 2000, 113,000 cats and animals entered the shelters, and only 8% were spayed and neutered. 8%. 50% of them were killed, and the rest adoption, or transferring to no-kill shelters where we've clearly seen the life isn't that good. Spaying and neutering isn't doing its job, and shelters are just killing them. So how does this affect you? How does the strays and the homeless affect you and affect your family? Well, strays have the freedom to multiply. In fact, a domestic female dog and her offspring can unleash 67,000 pups in just 6 years' time. With cats, it's the same. And if you expand that to 9 years, you reach over 11 million animals that has started from one female and male cat. Now, many strays started from humans. They let them go on the street, and so are open to walking up to children. I mean, little Susie sees a cute little cat over there, she's going to want to walk over and pet it. Or a dog, maybe. It's cute and cuddly. Well, these lead to bites, infection, and disease, with how many are out there. And as the strays increase, the cost for shelters increase. The cost to house them and catch them. Diseases increase among the animals as they interact with each other, the homeless on the street that interact with the animals, and us that interact with them too, to take care of them. But the homeless, 0.0002% of the homeless in 2003 accounted for $17 million. That small percentage has a high cost. We need to be proactive. So what do I say? I say we use the euthanized right now. These 3.7 million cats and dogs killed every year can have a purpose. If we kill them in large groups, more humanely, we'll save cost. We'll help the environment by taking them out of the landfills. Feeding them to the homeless will increase their health, make them strong. Give them the protein, the nutrients, the iron that they need. Make these animals useful. It will lower infection among the homeless and cut healthcare costs, the millions, billions that we spend every year. Redirect money towards a new industry, create jobs in the meat, fur, leather industry, and we'll protect our children by keeping these stray animals off the street. Now, I want to reiterate, animals are animals. The value of an animal depends on how you treat it. If you befriend it, it's a friend. If you treat it like food, it's food. Thank you.